Welcome to the Epic Man podcast, where we let our curiosities and theories run wild and sometimes talk relevant news. I'm Josiah, and with me, my two friends and co-hosts, Ben and Michael. How are you guys doing today?
I'll let Ben take that question first.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, Ben, how you doing? How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right.
Yeah?
Doing all right.
You hanging in there?
Feeling all right. Yeah.
Well,
feeling all right.
It's not what we said before we started
but-
recording, but you know.
Bro, I'm having the best day ever. I can't even imagine a better day than what I'm having right now.
Dude, I've got a little bit of a cold, but we're working through it. So
Rona.
Yeah, I'm starting to get sick too, Ben. I think you might have given it to me.
Carrier monkey, son of a gun. You gave Josiah the Rona. He got so far without it.
Literally every time Ben comes over, he just gets me sick, man.
Just sick. Just spreads his sick everywhere. Ben comes over, prepare for sickness. He's like the fourth horseman of the apocalypse. He spreads plague and disease everywhere.
Yeah.
plague and pestilence.
At least it's just the fourth one and not the third one, because the third one is bad news. Third one's not good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, the fourth one's just kind of like, he's just kind of hanging out.
He's
tagging
there.
along.
They kind of just tacked him on.
Yeah,
like
he's
they
just-
were like,
He's
"Yeah,
just
we'll throw a
vibing.
fourth one
He's
on
doing
there."
his thing, trying to be cool, like the
living
cool
life,
kids.
or
Yeah,
living
right.
death.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. He's just doing his thing. No big deal.
He's just being a boss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
he's trying.
Yeah.
He's pretending he's a boss and stuff. You know.
He's trying to do his best.
Yeah,
But
but at least he has a cool skull on his scepter, and that's pretty
hey,
dope.
man,
So
if I could have a skull on my scepter, I'd take it.
Well, I mean, you kind of do because you're spreading disease and pestilence everywhere.
I don't spread that with my scepter, Mike.
You spread it with your mouth, trying to mouth kiss everybody.
what do you spread with your scepter, Ben?
The world may never know.
So
On that note, I don't know what we're talking about today.
on the note of Ben's scepter,
We are
have a
sponsored
lot-
today by Lube. Still holding out.
oh, I wish,
Yeah.
maybe
Hey.
someday.
Joe's got to get us lined up.
Yeah. We have a lot of crazy stuff to talk about today, guys. A lot. We have, a bunch of space news to talk about. We have some more Daddy Musk news to talk about. We even
Always
have,
like that stuff.
speaking of scepters spreading things around, we have a snake that was rediscovered in Ecuador that people thought
Yes.
was extinct for like 54 years, something like that.
Yep.
So it's apparently called a shadow snake. Ben seems really excited about it. So Ben, tell us about the shadow snake.
I don't know anything about the shadow snake. I just think it sounds cool.
Oh my god, he did it again.
After a long hiatus, a mysterious reptile has slithered back into the light. Researchers working in Ecuador's tropical rainforest report that a Fugler's shadow snake has been found alive after more than 5 decades of absence from the scientific record.
An Imocleopus fugleri.
Yeah,
You're a
that
Fugleri.
thing.
I had to try to pronounce its scientific name.
Ecuador's in
It's in South America. Yep.
Huh.
You know what else is in South America?
Mike,
Not the giant sloth, because it died and never came back.
all right. Well,
But the snake figured it
Frickin'
out. It
giant
was like,
sloth.
bro, I know how to do this.
Yeah,
I
Can you
have
imagine if I was
actually,
some schmuck sloth and I just die,
Mike, I don't
giant
know.
a sloth of monstrous proportions just
dies.
dies, man.
So
The little
cold.
snake just
A
lives.
small little snake just makes it through,
Yeah, he's like, nah, I'm good, bro.
Nah, but yeah, I mean, I've been to Ecuador, not to the jungle though. But I have
Good thing, because you might have spread disease to that snake and it would have died off.
And you didn't see any shadow snakes while you were down there?
dude, I wish.
No giant
sick.
sloths while you were down there or anything like that?
I
or-
mean, I was in the mountains, so no.
the mountains of Ecuador.
Mhm.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Andes.
Do you want to tell us more about the mountains of Ecuador, Ben?
Yeah. Tell us
What do
about
you
your
think I
trip.
am? What do you think I am, a dwarf?
Tell us about your trip, Ben.
Mike, I
was like-
feel really bad because this was the trip that Ben was like pretending like he was gonna go see his like fiance on and stuff. Remember that? And he was like,
Oh yeah, he was like, bro, I met this
She
girl.
was my
and-
girlfriend at the time, but
Oh,
I met
okay,
this
yeah.
girl and she's
Yes,
in
details.
Ecuador and I'm gonna go see her. And we're like, oh,
Yeah.
dude, that's sweet. He's going
We're
to
like,
Ecuador
uh-huh.
to meet this girl and stuff. He goes down there. He takes 0 pictures of her, takes 0 pictures of the trip. So I'm still not even sure he actually went. Then he comes back and he's like, bro, this is legit. But also, like, man, you know, you guys can't wait for you to meet her.
Yeah.
I never met her.
No. He keeps talking about her though.
Sucks
He's
to be wrong, doesn't
pretending like he's married to her and stuff. And
Yeah, it's just crazy, dude. Yeah, it does suck to be wrong, Ben, when you lie to your friends about being married to somebody that doesn't exist.
But I will say that the hot sauce that Ben brought back for me was really good. Really good hot sauce.
Nice.
Dude,
And
that hot sauce was legit. But
it was good. Yeah.
Was that from Ecuador?
Were
Yeah.
you eating hot sauce in Ecuador, Ben?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I also drank some beer there. It was awful. Awful beer.
but
Don't
you
ever get
ate-
beer in Ecuador.
You ate hot sauce in Ecuador.
Yeah.
But
The
you can't
hot
eat
sauce was good, but the beer was bad.
You can't eat hot sauce here in the United States.
No, I mean I can. I just said
Just
I
in
want
Ecuador.
take a shot of hot sauce.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
So
got
you'll
you.
difference.
sprinkle it on your scepter, but you won't take a
Yes. Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Fire me
So
up. Fire him up. Chips.
He'll leave the country, but he won't eat hot sauce
Yeah, dude,
he'll leave
leaving
the
country's
country
so much better.
by himself to pretend to see some girl that doesn't exist.
So what did you do in the mountains of Ecuador, Ben? Anything cool? Anything exciting?
Drove, walked.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Climbed, or actually took a cable car to the top of a volcano.
That's
You
pretty
actually
cool.
looked down into the volcano. Was it hot?
No, we didn't. No, it was inactive.
Did you throw a ring into the volcano?
No, dude, I should have done that.
Miss frickin' opportunity, Ben.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to go back.
You
I'm sure
gotta
she's
go
still-
back now.
I'm sure she's
Guess
still
I gotta
down
go
there
back.
waiting for you.
We're gonna actually climb to the top of Cotopaxi this time, and then check that one's actually an active volcano, so we could just climb to
Nice.
the top.
I would love to go to a volcano.
So,
That'd be sweet.
I kind of, and I don't mean this as a mean thing, but I also do. I like how I was like, tell us about this super awesome trip on our podcast where people can listen to your awesome experiences. You're like, we walked
We drove.
and we drove.
I'm gonna be honest.
I pooped sometimes.
The main reason I went there was to see my now wife, but
He said not wife, not now wife. She doesn't exist. Anyways,
but okay.
that was the main reason you went down there. So you're so focused on her, you didn't remember the trip.
No, and then we also went to the equator, which was freaking sick.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's actually somewhere I'd like you guys to go because
So tell us about the equator, Ben.
What
does this have to do
it's
with
warm?
anything?
What?
It's warm.
What does this
I'm-
have to do
it's,
with anything?
Because, dude, this is an opportunity for you to tell our viewers and listeners about an
Well,
epic
okay,
experience that
so-
you had in
Yeah,
Ecuador.
And also, like,
Come
it
on,
lets
man.
them get to know you, bro. People
Yeah.
need to get to know the real Ben,
Come
Well,
on, man.
The real
the-
me went
the man that
to-
fabricates a woman for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could have sworn that you told me something like really cool about the equator and
Yeah,
stuff.
no, it was sick. I mean, we basically there's a lot of crazy science that goes on at the equator. I can't even pretend to understand it all because I'm not a science person. So
Tell us about what you do understand, Ben.
Tell us what happened.
Tell
well,
us
I
about the equator.
balanced an egg on a nail, which was pretty sick. Actually, it's extremely difficult.
At the equator.
Yeah, it was right in the middle of both hemispheres. Balanced an egg on a nail.
That's cool.
One
you
of
not do that
the
other
challenges
places?
they had to do was walk. No,
Nice.
I had to walk in a straight line with your eyes closed, and you could feel the gravitational pull on both sides, which is also really really cool
That's cool.
experience. There's a
That's
crazy
awesome.
thing they did with your fingers and relying on force, and when someone stuck your
He's stuck on his finger.
So-
Hey, close your eyes. Let's do this cool thing with your fingers.
no, but literally though, one person stood on one side, so on one hemisphere, and then the other person stood on the other side, and you held your hand over
Mhm.
with your fingers clasped like this,
Mhm.
I guess, and they had to try to break them apart.
For the people that are
Um,
not saying he's making a loop. So you make a little chain link with the
Yeah.
fingers. Yeah.
Mm.
Just so for people that are listening and not watching, 'cause
Yeah.
Ben just did something to the camera and you can't see that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool.
That
Did
is
Ben just
cool.
freeze?
Holy cow!
Was it hard to break the fingers, Ben?
You can't break them. It's impossible.
Really? It's impossible.
Yeah, it's literally impossible. Yep. Like if you do that just normal, you pull them apart extremely easy. I couldn't pull anybody's fingers apart. Like no matter how
I feel like
hard
that's a
I pulled, I
challenge
exerted.
now.
I used all of my strength to try to pull
Okay,
apart.
well,
and I
that's not
couldn't do
really
it.
saying a whole lot. But like, were there other people that couldn't do it?
Yeah. Literally everybody there couldn't do
What
it.
if you use vice grips?
I mean, okay, I'm talking about you as a person. You have to try to do with
gotcha.
your body.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I could probably break your fingers with my body, Ben.
Yeah, and then they like you probably could, Mike. Just sit on them.
You want me to sit on your fingers at the equator, Ben?
What are you gonna do, big guy? Sit on me?
So you just called me the.
So that's
chosen
cool.
one? That's
Yeah,
sweet.
it sounds
Anyways.
super cool.
That actually is pretty cool. Yeah.
No, it was awesome. Honestly, I would love for you guys to go there because it was a awesome experience. I'd like to together again
Yeah.
for sure.
And then we
Well,
can
for any-
walk
any
and
of our-
drive.
Going if you're ever in Ecuador.
We can walk
Any
and
of our
drive around.
travelers
We are
go
not.
to
We are
Ecuador.
not driving to Ecuador.
Any of our listeners, if you guys ever want to go somewhere cool, go to Ecuador.
Yeah.
You can get your fingers sucked on, and some guy will try to break them at the equator.
Yeah.
But there are
Yeah.
volcanoes.
Hey man,
And if you
Oh,
look
I'm-
hard enough,
yeah, there
Okay.
are
you can
a
find
lot of
a shadow
volcanoes.
snake.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And
the
then
shadow
there's,
snake
yeah,
is
there's volcanoes. There's crazy
chilling
stuff.
out in Ecuador now. So make sure you guys get your hands on a shadow snake while you're there as well.
Take them home.
Yep. You do have to go to the border of the Amazon, which is further into the country, but you know it's pretty sick.
Yeah. Did you do that?
No, my wife did, but I was not there when they went to the jungle. So,
Gotcha.
I thought you said she was your girlfriend.
Yeah.
At the time.
well, she was at the time, but
Oh. I was just wondering. I'm just trying to help you keep your story straight. So
yeah,
There
well,
aren't questions
you know,
So
I always have questions.
speaking of, traveling the world and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
What about traveling to outer space? What if someday that was a thing where you could, let's just say,
get on a rocket
possibly
and
go
fly into
to
space.
a space hotel one day?
Ooh,
That is something that is actually in development right now. So, first ever space hotel slated to be operational by 2027. Guys, that's not very far away at
That's
all.
6 years away.
Yeah, and that's going to be here very soon, very quickly, before we even can snap our fingers, probably. An out of this world hotel is just a few years away from becoming a reality. This decade will see the start and completion of construction on humanity's first hotel in outer space, according to the group behind it, Orbital Assembly. The 3-year-old company plans to begin building Voyager Station in low Earth orbit in 2025 and believes its interstellar resort may be operational as soon as 2027. That is crazy. And I just love the fact, and we're going to talk about something else like that Elon Musk is working on a little bit later too, but I just love that they're giving all of these things like such cool names and stuff too, like literally stuff that was only in like Star Trek and science fiction just like a few decades ago is now like literally becoming real before our very eyes, and it's just really
It's pretty freaking awesome, dude.
it's crazy. So renderings of the celestial hotel are cosmic. Individual pods are attached to a rotating wheel with tubes connecting the different areas, forming an X similar to the wheel's spokes. Guests won't be paying only for the novelty of the setting. There will be a slew of onboard amenities, including anemones, including themed restaurants, a health spa, a cinema, gyms, libraries, concert venues, earth viewing lounges, and bars, in addition to rooms for 400 people.
Jeez, dude, that'd be sick.
That is something that needs to happen. Like
we Epic Man goes to space in like 10 years.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Wow.
Wow, Mike. Just
I
the
mean,
exact
like,
reaction I was expecting Mike to have something
You
about
know,
space.
it would be great to go to the hotel in space.
Mike
but,
doesn't
like,
care about
They
interstellar.
haven't even started building the
voyages.
thing yet. They're like, dude, check out all this cool stuff we can do, but we haven't done any of it yet. And like, I'm like, dude, those people in the International Space Station, have you seen that thing? That's obviously cutting edge, like scientific advancement. Go look at it, bro. There's nothing to do. Like, it's tiny and small and cramped, and there's no gravity. How are you gonna watch a movie with no gravity, bro? What are
You
you
can
gonna do?
just
Hang
float
out
around.
You can't even pour liquid at a bar. You just suck it out of a little like plastic thing. Like, I don't know. I want to be excited about it, but they're like, oh, isn't this gonna be a cool hotel? And you're like, you go to it, like, how are you gonna do it? What are you gonna do in a spa? What are you gonna do? They can't even like pour liquid on you. Like, they can't do anything. You can't have like a sauna in space.
Oh, they'll figure it out.
Yeah,
They'll figure
it out.
We'll
Figure
get
it
it
out.
done in 6 or 7 years. We got this.
No, if they
got
if they could somehow manufacture a way to like figure out artificial gravity, then they can make all that work.
Easy.
People are
Simple.
working on that right now too.
They are.
Actually,
Well, they
That's true.
have been, but they've been working on that for a long time.
yeah, but they're actually getting somewhere with it and stuff too. So
I don't know.
I think
man.
that's how
just
they would
think
do
it's
it, but you know,
I think it's kind of schmuckish to be like, hey, man.
why do you
listen.
hate outer space so much, man?
yeah, why do you always crap on outer space stuff?
I hate when people are like, listen,
Dude,
you
you're
got
like
this super grandiose plan for outer space, but like I can barely like we have like an actual space station up there that barely functions, and the astronauts have to come home every 6 months or their bones will turn to jelly.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, but they're like, come stay in our hotel. It's totally normal. How are you gonna get up there? We don't even have rockets that can get up and back and down like normally. It takes like
Elon
months
Musk is
of
working on
planning.
that.
Well, I know he's working on that, but is Elon Musk gonna loan out his rockets to these people?
Maybe. I mean, who knows?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
it just feels real presumptuous. Like, listen, we're gonna
Mike,
do this thing.
but just think of how far technology has advanced in just like the past like 6 years, and then think of how far it's going to advance in like the next 6 years following as
Right.
well. Like, it's gonna be
so in
insane.
the next decade, I fully expect there to be space
Not
like
arguably.
commercial space travel.
I want to tell you
commercial-
something, Ben. I'm gonna give you a history lesson. Have you seen like mock-ups of the 50s and 60s? We still don't even have flying cars, bro. We were supposed to have flying cars like
We do actually
35
have
years ago
flying cars. They're just not available for distribution.
because they don't work very well, Ben.
Still got them.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
I mean,
Ben.
it's
they're not
it's
the
a work
flying
in
cars that we were
progress.
supposed to have. Listen, I'm just saying, man has been consistent about wanting things that it doesn't have access to. And that's how we innovate. And I'm all about innovation. Innovation is great. I just like realistic innovation. You know, some of the things that Elon Musk don't work out. I love
Yeah.
Daddy Musk.
Yeah.
Daddy Musk is great, but he'd be like, I'm digging a tunnel under LA. And then they're like, what did you do that for? And he's like, I dug a tunnel under LA. It's been done. You know, and his mnemonic airless traveling system that he wanted to get off the ground. I mean, some of this stuff takes time. And how many times has he been like, I fully expect us to have this in about 10 years or so. And then like it's been like 13 years and we still don't have anything of it because things don't work out. I want flying cars. I want an actual working flying. I want a jetpack, Ben, but I don't have a jetpack, Ben. They don't have jetpacks.
Guess you should meet the jetpack people and talk to
Those
them.
those
Mike.
people have jetpacks, but they don't work that well, and they can also burn your legs off.
Mike, you want a jetpack? Doesn't matter if it burns your legs off, right?
No, that's absolutely not how that works. I
You
want a
want a-
jetpack that I can
If
use.
you want
that doesn't burn my legs off.
if you want a jetpack that bad, Mike,
That's absolutely ridiculous.
you'll
That's like
sacrifice
saying,
whatever it
I'm going to
takes.
build a hotel in space, and everybody's bones will be jelly when they get off of it.
Unless there's there's artificial gravity and stuff, then
Yeah,
people
but-
can just chill and
But they probably should have thought that out before they started throwing out numbers and names and times. I would have said, you know what? We're going to work on this thing in congruency with the development of artificial gravity. So by the time that technology is ready, we'll have a working like setup that we can then put into space. That to me is like a way more like that kind of stuff. I'm like all for it. I just hate the like weird like, hey, buy into our company because we're going to build a hotel in space. And then you get there and you're like, bro, where's the hotel? It's been like 10 years. And they're like, well, kind of don't have artificial gravity. Kind of have to sleep and hang in sleeping bags. Kind of can't shower in space. So have you seen how they wash themselves in space? They just grab water and like rub it on their junk because that's all they can do.
So apparently that is all stuff that the founder of the the company and stuff has talked about as far as like people need gravity and stuff. So
Okay.
I mean, they're aware of it. They're aware of what
Yeah.
you need and stuff.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, so this will be the next industrial revolution, said John Blinkow, the founder of Gateway Foundation, which will run some of the Voyager's pods, according to the Daily Mail. The rotation aspect is vital, he added. Without gravity, people cannot viably be on a space station for a prolonged time. People need gravity so their bodies won't fall apart, he said. So, you know, that's a good start, right? Like the LEC, you know, said that, you know, people...
I'm just saying, my hot
Gravity.
takes aren't that hot when you actually look at the details.
A robot by the name of Star, Structure Trust Assembly Robot, is set to build the Voyager's frame in orbit once the company completes some gravity-related testing. So yeah, I mean, you know, it probably won't be out by 2027 because that's not, like that's
It's
only...
not realistic, but
That's all I wanted to say. That's all I was trying to say. It's
I don't know.
grandiose. I'm not saying I don't want a hotel in space.
I don't know, Mike. You
love
kind
that
of seem
stuff.
like a hater.
No, I'm not a hater. Listen, Elon Musk, Daddy Musk, flat out told you, if you go to Mars, you're gonna die. He just lets you know right off the bat. You
Yeah.
go to Mars, you die. You ain't coming home. That's realistic to me. I'm like, I can respect that. Daddy Musk let him know, like, hey, you go here, it's over. Like, good luck, bro. You're probably gonna die. We're gonna try to keep getting supplies to you, but like, it's
They're gone.
space.
It's over.
It's over.
And hey,
You know?
dying
It's a
for the
one-way
right
trip.
cause is the most human thing we can do, right?
I didn't
You know?
say it wasn't, Ben, but it's like me telling you, hey, I got a hotel in the ocean and it springs a leak and everybody dies. You know, there's literally a video game about a giant hotel in the ocean and how badly it goes.
Yeah, there you go.
There's 2 games about it.
I mean, we're probably literally going to be going to a hotel in the ocean, maybe even this year for one of our videos on
Mike.
Epic Man. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but they actually
So-
figured it out. People
Yeah.
don't die in those hotels.
but I mean, it took time and stuff. There wasn't even underwater hotels, you know, like 10 years ago. So,
Uh-huh.
and think
Uh-huh.
of
It
how
took time,
far
Mike.
That's here.
think
That's
of
here
how
on
far
Earth.
we've
The
gone so
stuff that
far.
we can understand
Yeah.
with gravity.
Well,
Things
And
that we get.
we're trying to understand space, Michael.
yeah, we're trying
Yeah.
to understand space.
I didn't say we weren't trying to
And
understand
I think
space,
we will
Ben.
understand space, Michael.
Yeah, in 7 years, they're going to understand enough about space to put a hotel in the air.
Amen. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
just-
pretend to know.
Just
Now,
eat
these
it out
guys
there.
pretend
You know?
to know sometimes, and I don't think they know.
Well, you know, maybe they don't. Maybe they're just excited, Michael. Maybe they're excited about
that's
life.
fine. Hey, listen, you can be excited about life. Just don't say stupid things.
Well, I
Play
mean,
stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm
I
going to
think
be there
you're
in
right.
7 years waiting for them, and if I don't have my hotel in space in 7 years, I'm suing this company.
well, everything kind of starts with a stupid claim, you know, in a way, because like
True.
people, you know, when people were talking about going across the ocean to like North America or even seeing if there's anything across the ocean, people thought that they were crazy too. They were like, "There's nothing over there. It's the world's flat, and you're just gonna fall off the edge and all this stuff." And they did it, and people thought that they were idiots for doing it.
Yeah.
And now look
I mean,
at us. Now look at us, baby.
I don't think they're idiots for trying to put a hotel in space. We have an international space station.
You just said that.
You know,
that
we
it's-
don't have.
You just
you know
said
we
that they
don't
were
have-
that they were saying stupid stuff by saying
They
that
were saying stupid stuff, saying they're going to build it in 2027. This is just ridiculous. We don't have artificial gravity on the International Space Station.
Michael,
Get our
They-
astronauts.
all
get
I
our
saw-
astronauts gravity. Then give me a hotel.
To
all I
be
saw-
honest though, I also have way more faith in a private company being able to figure out the stuff than the government, because the space station is owned by the government and it's probably trash, partly because of that. Because
all,
mean,
all I'm
know.
saying is they said that they could have a hotel built by 2027. That does not mean it will be functional necessarily.
He said he said a working model.
Okay, it still could
Working
be
model.
working. That doesn't mean that they could have guests there. As long as the hotel's working, it's a working model.
How does a hotel work when you don't have nobody staying in it, Ben?
You don't have to have someone staying for a hotel to work.
It's not a hotel if nobody stays at it, Ben.
Doesn't matter. There's
It's an
a
empty
hotel.
building.
Yep.
It's an empty building
Mm.
in space. Congratulations.
my
You
shack
played
is a
yourself.
hotel.
Anything can be a hotel if somebody stays in it.
I've got a hotel in my backyard.
I hope
Listen,
not, Ben.
I'm just not. Listen.
It's a
Look,
special
I'm listening.
place.
I'm listening,
I'm not
Mike.
against space. I'm not against any of that. I just don't like how mouthy and excited people get about certain things.
You're
When
kind
they're
of
running
sus,
stuff,
Mike.
they're like, "Listen, we found this planet, and it could be, hospitable for human
Hospitable?
life." And they're like, "Oh, that's exciting." And they're like, "Yeah, where is it?" And it's like, "Well, it's like 250,000 years away."
Yeah, but
Yeah,
big
well, that's
ideas
why-
is how we
see,
get stuff done.
Exactly.
Like,
Big ideas
you
is
know
how
what?
we're eventually going to figure out hyperspace travel.
yeah,
Well, and hopefully, if
or
these
this warp
guys
speed thing that you
get
want to
this
talk
warp
about.
drive
Yeah.
made, then we can get places.
Yeah,
Because that's what we're talking about next. Real science, not this
Okay.
crappy hotel in space. Engineers.
why not
have
both, Mike?
proposed
Why not
the
both?
first model, because you can't have one and not the other. I don't want crap science. I want real science.
You can't have a warp speed without a space hotel. Is that
No,
what
you
you're
can't
saying?
have a space hotel without warp speed.
What?
That's what
That's
I
not
want.
even
I
true.
want
Not even going to
warp
be that
speed.
far away.
I want to warp out
Dude,
into
it's
space.
literally gonna be. It's literally
and
gonna be
die
in
out
Earth's
in
orbit.
space with a warp drive than to stay at a hotel that doesn't have gravity. I'm sucking my bourbon through a plastic straw.
I'm down for both, and I think that both can totally be done by completely different companies, and I think that's a great thing. And we can be excited about both.
Get me a warp drive and get me out of this solar system right now.
That's what I just said, Ben. I want to be out of here. Take me. Gone.
Dude, I don't even care.
Gone.
I might just die in the endless wasteland of space, but at least I'm not.
What is a cooler story? I stayed at a hotel in space that really was just a bunch of crappy small rooms with no gravity, and I had to like pee inside of like a tube. Yeah, I just like stick my pee in a tube to pee in it, because if I don't, my pee will just float all around the room. Might get in my mouth and my eyes.
But
might
there will be
float into
artificial
somebody else's-
gravity. So
Well, if they have artificial gravity, these guys are talking about a real thing. They're talking about
artificial
a warp
gravity is a
drive.
real thing too. It's being worked on.
Is it done yet?
No, but
Is the
is
warp drive
speed
done yet?
They have a working model for warp drive.
Well, they have a working model for artificial gravity too.
Do they?
Yeah.
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 Go find that article. I read mine.
Okay.
The idea of a warp drive taking us across large areas of space faster than the speed of light has long fascinated scientists and sci-fi fans alike. While we're still a very long way from jumping any universal speed limits, doesn't mean we'll never ride the waves of warped space-time. Now, a group of physicists have put together the first proposal for a physical warp drive based on a concept devised back in the 90s, and they say it shouldn't break any laws of physics. Theoretically speaking, warp drives bend and change the shape of space-time to exaggerate differences in time and distance that under some circumstances could see travelers move across distances faster than the speed of light. I'm not going to read all of this stuff. But we're going to skip
Imagine-
all down to this. Listen, we went in a different direction than NASA and others. Backing up Josiah's claim, private companies. Boom. See,
Yeah,
boom.
I'm supporting you.
NASA
Others in our
sucks.
research has shown that there are several other classes of warp drives in general relativity, says astrophysicist Alexei Bobrik from Lund University in Sweden. See, the Swedes, they know how to build stuff.
Heck yeah. Let's go,
In a-
Swedes. Woo!
In particular, we have formulated new classes of warp drive solutions that do not require negative energy and thus become physical. Why is negative energy such a big deal? The need for negative energy gets around some of the general relativity problems of faster than light travel by allowing for space to expand and contract faster than light while keeping everything within its warping and within several universal speed limits. Unfortunately, introduces more problems of its own, primarily that the negative energy we require exists only in fluctuations on a quantum scale. Now we can figure out a way to scoop up a sun-sized mass of the stuff, this kind of drive just isn't possible. New research works around this, according to the paper. Negative energy wouldn't be required, but a hugely powerful gravitational field would be. The gravity would do the heavy lifting of bending space and time, so that the passage of time inside and outside the warp drive machine would be significantly different.
Oh, so artificial gravity is required for this.
Did they say that? They said a hugely powerful gravitational field, not artificial gravity. So
I don't know. I'm kind of
now that we're talking about that, we even can go back to one of our previous podcasts where I talked about Bob Lazar and his work on Area 51, where he said, and I quote, they had technology that actually manipulated gravity. There were literal force fields that he couldn't walk through physically that you couldn't see because they were made of gravity. They had orbs that could interact, and then he even talked about, this is a crazy thing, because they talk about this in Zombies, and this is where people like mainstream audiences were introduced to this. Was it Element 250 or Element 151?
151, right?
115.
I think it's
115.
element 115. He was
Yeah.
talking about element 115 before they even actually figured out what element 115 was. He was talking about this back in 1993, I believe it was, and it was first synthesized in 2003. So Bob Lazar knew about this before that, and they talk about the fact that element 115 is the key to developing and manipulating gravity.
Wow. There you go. Element 115. Let's get it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you know what that isn't? Artificial gravity, Ben. It's for a warp drive.
I mean, but you're still manipulating gravity with it, right?
I don't know how
So.
they're using it to travel. They're not using it to stay in a hotel in space.
Mike is really against this hotel, man. I'm telling you.
I'm really against
Which is
saying
sad
that it's going to be out in
because,
2027 because I think that that's a ridiculous number. Say it's going to be out sometime in the near future, maybe within our lifetime. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I just don't like saying
You'd imagine
real
if they-
specific dates.
Yeah.
Imagine if they got artificial gravity and warp speed figured out in our lifetime.
It's like, well,
I think it will. I think
It's
it
like
will.
how frustrated we were last week when we talked about the mammoths and the elephants, and how
Mm,
we were told when we were kids, elephants and mammoths are going to be around in like the 2000s. They're going to be recreating them, and here we are in the 2020s, and they haven't done jack squat.
Yeah, it's true.
It's frustrating.
Yeah,
Now I'm
it is very
pissed
frustrating. Yeah.
because I got excited about having a mammoth. I wanted a woolly mammoth pet, and I don't get to have one. I don't get to pet a woolly mammoth. I
Man.
pet a stupid elephant.
I'm finally
same
starting
thing.
to I'm finally starting to understand where all of Mike's rage comes from.
I guess, man.
It
I
all
didn't realize
started
there was this much
with the
pent up
mammoth.
rage.
It all started with the mammoth.
All
and
because he
that's-
wanted to pet a woolly mammoth.
and I didn't get to pet one, and I'm pissed. Don't tell me when I'm going to have my hotel in space and then find out that I don't get to have one in 2027.
Yeah.
So this,
I mean, yeah, I wasn't like I wasn't really tripping over the date of what they're
I
saying
was.
really, but
I was.
oh, I know you were.
I'm going to hold them to task for that. I better
All
have my
right.
hotel, and I better have artificial gravity, and I better be able to drink a glass of milk normally and not have to suck it through a pouch.
I don't know
Why
why you want to
milk?
drink milk.
yeah, why
Because
milk?
milk's delicious,
Milk in space?
and milk's good for your bones, so my bones don't turn to jelly in space.
Okay, well, they won't turn to jelly if there's artificial gravity.
But we don't know if they have artificial gravity, Ben, so you got to drink milk now. You don't take your vitamins.
I'd rather drink
the day-
chocolate milk.
You don't drink.
Mike?
You don't take your vitamins the day that you find out that you're sick. You take your vitamins before to prevent yourself from getting sick. But you wouldn't know, Ben, because you're a carrier monkey, and you get me and Josiah sick every time you hang out with us.
Ben should have taken his vitamins, I guess, before he came over.
We have milked this conversation for all it's worth.
Oh my gosh.
Don't use the joke you used like a day ago. We haven't milked this
Oh
conversation.
man.
Anyways, listen, I'm kind of pumped about this warp drive thing.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty
same.
legit. I'm
Same.
like, dude, listen to them talk about that. This is one of the things I thought was really cool. Another interesting find from the research concerns the shape of the warp drive. A wider, taller vessel will need less energy than a long and thin one. Think of a plate being held upright, thrown at the wall face first. You have an idea of the optimum warp drive shape, which is totally against what we know.
Yeah.
Because we're always taught that thin and small for aerodynamics.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
if they're talking about, hey, maybe we don't need aerodynamics as much as we need, the mass of the shape.
Right. Right.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's something that we didn't think was ever going to be really even a conversation to be having like anytime soon, and
No.
Now we are, and that's awesome.
It is awesome.
So, and we're also having conversations about space hotels and stuff. So that's awesome. That's really really exciting.
It really is exciting.
Yeah.
The conversation that I don't think the world is ready for is the conversation about the megatherium.
We already talked about your stupid sloth, Ben. He's got his slot already in the beginning. I got it out of the way. You can't
He
bring him
didn't-
back.
Hey,
You can't bring him back into the conversation.
I thought you were going to be segueing into the Elon Musk.
That's what
you
I
know-
was
Oh,
excited
no,
about.
straight
I thought
up,
we were
though.
going
Yeah.
for Daddy Musk, and you just crapped all over Daddy Musk. You just threw his plate against the wall.
dude,
You're like
I
Daddy
love-
Musk. Nah,
I love,
giant sloth.
I really do love Daddy Musk. However, the giant sloth has my heart. It's
All right.
got it in its grip.
So
It's
with that
dead.
being said, I'll go ahead.
It doesn't have anything. It doesn't even have hands. It died.
You know who isn't dead right now, Ben? Elon Musk. So
Boom.
let's.
Josiah saved the segue. We're going to talk about Daddy Musk now instead of this stupid sloth that died.
So Elon Musk is apparently creating a city in Texas,
Sorry,
and
Ben.
it has like the coolest name of all time. It will be called Starbase, and it will be
Starbase.
ruled by the Doge.
Are you sure this isn't a joke?
No, this is not a joke. This is something
No?
that Elon Musk is actually working on. But you know, Elon Musk, he is someone who appreciates the memery, and Elon Musk. One of the great things about Elon Musk is that he makes memes real. You know, he makes them a real thing, a tangible thing, like
He's been
Dogecoin.
on that Dogecoin thing
Yeah,
for so long. He
exactly.
even asked people to like sell it so he could buy more of it. He's like, guys, stop holding on to this thing so I can buy it.
Yeah, and he's even gotten in trouble with the government a little bit and stuff because he keeps on promoting Dogecoin, and apparently they don't like that, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious
Bro,
to me.
stop. And he's just like, whoops. He just shares a picture of Doge, and they're like, oh no. Like Dogecoin just skyrocketed another like 2 cents. And he's like,
It's so good. But if anyone has the ability to surprise the world with his ambitious projects, it is Elon Musk. The billionaire announced that he is building a new city in Texas to be called Starbase, around the rocket launch site of his company SpaceX. Used to causing a stir by typing just a few words, Musk posted on Twitter that he is creating the city of Starbase, Texas. Later, he alluded to his project to colonize the Red Planet, hinting that Starbase would be just the beginning to go further, from there to Mars, and hence the stars, detailed the CEO of Tesla. So it's a real thing, Starbase. Now, I have a question to ask you guys because Akon is also creating a city.
Akon City.
Yeah, so where would you guys rather live? Would you rather live in Akon City or would you rather live in Starbase?
I don't know. I probably rather live in Starbase. It's Daddy Musk.
it's not even a question for me. I'd live in a city built by Elon Musk before I lived in a city built by Akon. There's nothing against Akon, but like I don't know, like he literally like built his career talking about being a convict, and one of his big songs about being in jail and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what your idea of like a good city is gonna look like, my dude. Like, maybe,
I mean that's true.
I'm not saying he's a convict now.
The thing about Akon, the thing about Akon City though is he does have a lot more progress.
Well, that's because Elon Musk literally just started talking about it right now.
Yeah.
So,
but it's a $6 billion city, which makes me believe that Elon Musk could throw that much money and more at a city of his own.
Considering he's the richest man in the world, which we also talked about in a previous podcast.
Yeah,
he could easily build that city. Where's Akon gonna get that money at?
Yeah.
He's gonna have to diversify. He's gonna have to get investors. Investors means...
Well, he's building it. He's building his city in Senegal, which is in Africa.
Yeah, but still, cities mean, investors, and investors mean that he has to answer to them about things. He has to make sure their investment gets paid back. All kinds of stuff. It means agendas, man. Whereas Elon Musk, Daddy Musk, can build it by himself on his own, right out of his pocketbook.
Yeah,
it's pocket change.
Yeah.
It's like going to Taco Bell for him. He's like, bro, give me that $6 billion city right now. Build it for me. I'll be the first one living in it, bro.
I would absolutely move there, to be honest.
I want to be the first one to take a dump in Starbase City. That's what I want. That's my goal in life now. I just want to be like,
that's a lofty goal.
I can poop in this futuristic toilet, bro. But I mean, like, not like just like in a porta john or something, like the first toilet. I want to be the first guy. Daddy Musk, make it happen. He's like, bro, check this toilet out. It's the state of the art toilet. It just sucks your poop right out.
Right
out of your butt, bro. It uses gravity. It uses artificial gravity to suck the poop right out your butt.
Suck my
figured
poop,
it out.
Daddy Musk.
And I'm like, what? You figured out artificial gravity to make a toilet work? And he's like, yeah. You know what I'm not going to do? Give it to those losers. Build that hotel.
Oh, man. Ben just looked like he got really sad when he said that.
Ben just defeated. He's like, that's our lofty goal for the day, is be the first one to poop in a city. Using artificial gravity.
So would you guys like seriously consider moving to Elon Musk's city if he
gets
it done and stuff?
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, the fact that it's in Texas is like that's a pretty great place to live. So,
Well, hasn't been.
well,
Well, oof, not in the wintertime. Oof. I'm sorry for everybody that was
Starbase would
affected.
probably, I don't know, hopefully be okay. I don't know.
I apologize to everyone that lives in Texas. That was a very insensitive joke, but I'm sorry you guys are having such a hard time. I live in Michigan though, and
Wintertime is it's a natural part of life.
Yeah, it's just something we do. So, the
only thing I'd
tycoon.
be- The
What?
only thing, just as a side, the only thing
Yeah.
I'd be worried about living in Elon Musk City is like, do I just wake up one day and find out that the city is like all a dream? You know,
Yeah,
because you
That-
wouldn't know. You wouldn't know if you were hooked up to a machine.
right.
What if Elon Musk? It's all a simulation.
It's all a simulation,
Yeah.
and we find out that the toilet, everyone got to poop in the toilet the first time.
Yep. Elon Musk just makes you feel special by saying,
Yeah, he's like, I know exactly what you need, man. I'm gonna give it to you. You get to poop in his toilet.
take a dump in that toilet, right?
Take a dump in that toilet. You're the first one. I'll wait for you because I have to go too, but I'll wait. That's how Daddy must do.
So
Anyway, you were
apparently-
saying,
Yeah, apparently he shared some characteristics for his new city, such as that it would be friendly to dogs. He also hinted that it would be directed by the Doge, which can be interpreted in two ways. On the one hand, it is a reference to the Doges, former rulers of Venice and Genoa. He could also be talking about Dogecoin, the cryptocurrency inspired by the Cheems meme that Musk has long endorsed, which would be more interesting. So, yeah, I mean that'd be hilarious if like people like literally had like money with like the Doge coin dog on it or whatever and stuff. Like that'd be pretty great. That'd be pretty awesome.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so I think it sounds really cool. I would love to live there as well. And you know, anything I will go wherever Daddy Musk wants to take us, you know. So I'm ready. My
Yeah.
body's ready.
my body is ready.
To the stars.
To the stars, to Mars,
stars.
to the stars, and even to a hotel.
To infinity and beyond.
That's well, you know what? Good enough.
So yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. And you know, just to kind of wrap up the news for today, because I thought that this was pretty interesting. So apparently some Russian researchers believe that they found a 300 million year old screw
Oh
that they thought that they found
Mm.
while investigating UFOs and stuff.
Nice.
aliens.
So a Russian research team known as I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I'm not even going to try, which investigates UFOs and paranormal activity, claims to have found a 1-inch screw embedded inside a rock that is 300 million years old. They say the screw is the remains of an ancient form of technology that proves extraterrestrials visited Earth millions of years ago. However, scientists say the screw is nothing more than a fossilized sea creature known as a strinoid. So obviously there's some controversy and debate over that and stuff. But if you look at the picture of it, it does look kind of like a screw. I'm not gonna lie. It does kind of have some resemblances to a screw type of object. Definitely doesn't look like it's whatever the sea creature thing is that scientists think it is and stuff. But maybe that's just, you know, the hopeful in me, you know, making such a claim as that. But I mean, think about it. Like everything would be like everything that the scientists have basically laid out as the way that things have been as far as the history of the world and stuff. All of that would be completely destroyed if somebody found a screw, an ancient
Yeah, I mean,
screw and
it's like
stuff.
it's like we were talking about previous times. It's like if we discovered that there was like an ancient civilization that left the planet and they are aliens as we know them.
Yeah.
It would change our understanding of like everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, you know, so like if that was like something left behind by an ancient civilization or even brought here, then people wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
would be-
Exactly.
They probably poop their pants because they
Yeah.
don't have a space
Yeah.
toilet to poop in.
Yeah, and they don't have a hotel to retreat to or anything, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man.
Fools, they barely
Uh,
have screws, and we're building hotels
Daddy
in the
Musk,
sky.
take us to the stars. Let's go.
I mean, it's, you know, scientists are very particular about like, oh, this is what we say is what happened, so this is the way it is and stuff. And if
Mhm.
there's anything that, you know, springs up that kind of brings conflict to that, they don't really like that. So it would make sense that they would, you know, claim that this is just some sea creature or something. But I don't know. Like it'd be very interesting to see what happens with that and stuff. But yeah.
Well, next, I think that almost gives us a topic for next week, because there's some really cool stories about like ancient civilizations and stuff that have been found buried under the ocean with like what seems to be technology and carvings and things and like even the architecture that like is beyond even what we have now.
Does this mean that we can finally do an Atlantis episode?
Yeah.
I think we should.
I think we should.
Absolutely should. But only on one condition.
Okay.
Ben, you are not allowed to bring up the giant sloth.
Maybe there's a giant sea sloth that you could bring up.
Michael, I'm gonna be honest. I will find every way possible to connect that. I will research my butt off to try to find some sort of connection.
You know what? If you can find an honest to goodness connection between Atlantis and this giant sloth, please bring it. Blow everybody's minds. But
All right.
But do not mention that damn sloth if you can't find an honest to goodness connection.
I can't.
I will
make any promises.
I will literally walk off the podcast. I will cry. I will be angry. All the emotions.
All of them.
Ben has homework assignment for this week, I guess.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Because
I'm excited. I'm ready to have my mind blown by Ben.
Yeah, same. I'm
ready to
very
blow my own
interested to see what he brings to the table.
He blew my mind already with, he almost, some guy tried to break his finger and on the equator, and that's pretty legit.
Yeah, somebody deep throated his finger or something like that.
Stop.
Close your eyes and walk in a straight line while I suck on your fingers. You got to do what you got to do in Ecuador.
You can't feel it because of the gravitational pulls.
Yeah, what happens in Ecuador stays in Ecuador.
And if you can't feel it, then is there anything
more
wrong
accurately,
with it?
what happens at the equator stays at the equator.
Literally.
Oh man. So maybe this whole screw thing will be something that we can talk about more in depth on next week's episode and stuff. As we probably talk about Atlantis and stuff, unless something crazy happens during this week that we feel like needs to be talked about. But yeah, so with that being with that,
discover artificial gravity or something.
Yeah, or maybe they already surprise built a space hotel or something. They're like, hey, surprise everybody, come visit us.
Or aliens will visit tomorrow, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the possibilities are endless. So with that being said, that is going to be it for this week, everyone. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Please like this video, leave a review if you're listening to it on audio, all of that good stuff. We really do appreciate your support a lot. With that being said, we will talk to you all next week. Bye.
Bye.